We're going to go over the Mon that are actually good in this cup, which thankfully it is a very narrow amount of Mon that are actually like at the top meta, which means I think Master League can be the best place to climb for a lot of people. Oh, let me remove my camera here. Because it is such a condensed meta that we're able to just what Mon are going to be in the back of certain teams in XYZ. And let's go over just the Mon here. It's going to be Ho-Oh Zygarde, Mewtwo, Landorus Theron form, and Palkia and Dialga Origin form, as well as Solgaleo. Now, these are the same as the last time around, but we have two new Mon to go over here, and it is Necrozma. I think it's called Dawn Wings and Duskmane. So Dawn Wings is the flying one, or the one with wings. It's not actually a flying type. And Duskmane is the one that looks sort of like a doggo, I guess. So let's go ahead and get into some of the teams now. All right, so the first team here I have, let's just bear with me trying to get these names right every time. So we have Necrozma Dawn Wings form. In the front, and in the back you can have any two of the combination of, and including also the altered form, but Origin Palkia, Origin Dialga, and Xerneas. Again, you can have any of these 2 out of 3, and you can use the altered forms for the dragons here if that's what you have. Like, I say this every time, but I personally don't have either of the Origin forms, but I use Dialga every time in Master League, and I just use the altered form. And Palkia still has the Aqua Tail buff, even without being in the Origin form. The only thing you're really missing out on is Spatial Rend and Roar of Time. Instead of that, you basically go Draco Meteor. It's basically the same amount of damage, but Draco Meteor comes with a cost of reducing your attack stat. So that's going to be Team 1. Team 2 is going to be Landorus Theron form with Palkia and Necrozma Duskmane. While Duskmane is going to be used a decent amount by people who have it, I'll just say this. Let me see if this works. Nope. I'll say this. Both Necrozma forms look fantastic. They look so freaking cool. But I think that if you're going to use a steel type, I still think Solgaleo is going to be much better. So you could swap in Solgaleo in this team instead of the Necrozma, but the Necrozma Duskmane form. But I just wanted to showcase these teams if you did so happen to have these already. I personally don't have... I don't know if Necrozma has been in raids for everyone or just for the special events if you went to GoFest or anything like this, or whatever it was, Safari Zone maybe. But I personally don't have any of the Necrozma forms, didn't do any of the raids if they even were available. But we have to kind of remember the old meta, and the old meta was Palkia Origin form is the best thing in this cup, still is. And then it's because it's so good against Landorus, and Landorus is the second best Mon in this cup. Just Sandsear Storm, ever since it got its basic namesake move, it has been very overpowered. Gets there in 5 seconds, so every 5 seconds you're throwing an attack debuff and hitting them pretty hard with the Sandsear Storm. So Sunsteel Strike, and I should have said this also for the other Necrozma, but both of those moves are 65 energy, so they're big nuke moves, but it takes a long time to kind of get to those. So let's go ahead and get into the next team. But those are going to be the basic 2 teams that I put down for these Necrozma, both forms. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for those. You can also switch out in this team Palkia to the lead. And that would be pretty good. And then again, the Necrozma Duskmane form can be swapped out for Solgaleo if that's all you have. Which, I mean, I have at least a Solgaleo. It's not level 50, but and I don't have this doggo at all. It looks so cool though. Can't stop saying it. All right, next team. We're getting too far into that. All right, the next team is the team I had here. Let's just remove this. The team I used last season, it's a very toxic type of team. You're going to have Kyogre in the front, so basically going to be very weak against Palkia, and then you're going to be super strong against Palkia in the back, so ABB against dragon types in a general sense. And if they ever safe swap Palkia, since Palkia is the #1 Pokemon in this cup, you can always come in Primarina, farm them all the way down, really not risk anything, and probably end up getting a shield from whatever's in the front, because Hydro Pump or Double Disarming Voice is going to do something to that Mon, right? All right, let's go into the next team. Ooh, yeah, my team. Let's go over this one at the end, actually, because I think... Yeah, let's talk about that one at the end. All right. Okay, the super OP team, if you somehow have all of these XLs. So Zygarde with Palkia, Origin Form, and Solgaleo. Now, again, the Solgaleo can be swapped out for Duskmane or Necrozma Duskmane form. I'd even say with this sort of ABC team, you could even go for probably the other Necrozma also, Dawn Wings. But, I mean, this type of team for ABC just is basically saying, you know, I have the 3 strongest random Mon in this cup, and you can't beat me. You can also even switch out Solgaleo or Zygarde for Lando. And we obviously kind of saw this team in my second team. It basically is this exact thing. So, yeah, basically this one. Let's go into the next one. So the Old House Stark team with Ho-Oh, Dialga, and Zekrom. This team still works. I've seen it. I saw it last season. The Dialga can be Origin Form. And again, I said it before, but in any of these teams, the Origin and altered forms of Dialga and Palkia can be interchanged with each other. The Origin forms are just straight better. They're just literal improvements. So if you have the Origin form, definitely use those. But if you don't, it's not that big of an improvement. So use the altered if you've got them. All right, we have another team here with Lando and Dialga and Palkia. And again, you can switch out the other two. This is... basically an ABB team to water. If you run into those pesky Kyogre leads, you can definitely safe swap into something like Dialga, and even if they end up having that toxic type team that I showed you, they're going to be getting hit with the Iron Heads against what's it called? Against Togekiss, you can pull both shields. Against Primarina, you can do the same thing. Yeah. And you'll probably use a shield on both of those matchups as well. But they're going to want to win Switch, so you're going to at least get the shield advantage, and hopefully Palkia can do something at the end. But usually if it is those toxic teams, it's going to be pretty tough. But Lando can come through in the end, even against something like Kyogre with a lot of energy. So, all right, and then my team, Zacian in the front with Dialga. I use altered form, and Yveltal. So this team, okay, I don't have Snarl. I definitely use Quick Attack, but this team on Zacian, this team has been getting weaker in the last 2 seasons since Zygarde has come around, since Solgaleo's been getting used a lot. Landorus was always a problem, and it's become even more of a problem since Sandsear Storm, but now people are going to be using Necrozma, and Necrozma is Psychic type. Psychic and Ghost for Dawnwing, and Psychic and Steel for Duskmane. So if those two are going to be run, it means that Dark types all of a sudden going to have a big advantage that it didn't have before. So that's going to be pretty awesome. I have a feeling there may be a little bit of a resurgence of this team. It was fine last season as well. I continued to use it, and it was fantastic. Yeah, so again, I'm definitely going to be using this team. I personally use Oblivion Wing on Yveltal over Focus Blast 99% of the time. And if you're going to be using either of those moves in a neutral matchup, Oblivion Wing does do more damage, but you also have to make the case, and I said this in a lot of those videos where I'm actually showcasing the battles for this team, you have to also judge even throwing the slightly worse move of Dark Pulse to conceal what your other move is and maybe get shields from something like Origin Form Dialga basically baiting a Focus Blast. All right, so those are all the teams I wanted to go over in this video. Master League coming back. If you want to stay in Great League, I'm going to continue putting videos out for Great League as well. But unlike Ultra League, I do actually like Master League a decent amount. So I will be playing some Master League and hopefully showcasing some of my battles. I'll definitely be using my team, of course. And yeah, we'll see how good Yveltal is this season. If you guys are running other teams, definitely let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you have not, definitely, and you made it this far in the video, you probably want to subscribe to the channel. So hit the subscribe button. And if you think you are subscribed, go ahead and check below. See that you are. If you aren't, great. Just click it now. And I'll see you in the next season. I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thank you for watching the video, and if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out, and if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there, and I'll see you in the next one.